back to the Taylor of Movie Reviews podcast. This is the show that you clicked on. Hi, I'm Nick. That's Mike.
Hi.
That was a great intro.
How are you doing, Nick?
King of intros. I'm doing really well. Life's good, life's busy, and we are reviewing a movie that I got way too hyped for. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just realized I screamed into the mic, so I'm sorry, everyone.
That's okay. We will do ASMR instead.
I don't want to do ASMR.
Why not? It's so much fun.
I don't want to get all the cheese on the mic from all this movie that we just watched.
All right. So we got to explain the cheese. What movie did we review today?
I mean, the movie had to explain the cheese the whole entire time. We watched Kronk's new Kronk's New Groove. I can't even get that out right.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Shall I start laying into it, or shall you?
So, Nick, you gave Emperor's Groove a what out of 8? It was like a 7 point
out of
something?
8. 7.5 out of 8, somewhere in there. I should have looked that up what I said.
What are you going to give Kronk's New Groove out of 8?
8 out of 8, first time ever. No. This was probably the lowest movie I've ever reviewed on this show. To be completely honest, I'm saying a 1.5 out of 8.
Wow. Highs and lows.
I did not like this movie.
The New Groove cinematic universe has bordered each end of Nick's rating system. Now we know what is a fantastic movie and what is a terrible movie. And it's all in the same sandwich. Oof.
Oh my gosh. Where to even begin with this movie? All right, I guess we gotta... What are you rating this?
Oh, I was hoping you'd skip over that.
I know. I kind of wanted
I don't know what to give it.
Either.
When I watched it as a kid, I thought, oh, this is a fun way of exploring Kronk, but it wasn't the best. And now watching it as an adult, I think I just drank a whole bunch of wine while watching it.
So wait, we got to rate on a scale of 8 out of 8. How sloshed were you at the end of this drinking game?
9? No.
Okay, so is that kind of a movie? All right, lovely.
No, I joke. I was mostly sober watching this. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 8.
Okay.
Was
being nice.
It was enjoyable at times. There's some lines that they kind of recycle from the first one, which of course gives you like that, oh yes, this was funny from the first movie, so I have to like this movie because it's a funny line from the first movie and the second movie, and it's a callback to that, so it's a good movie, right? No. Yeah, where do you even start on this, Nick?
Okay, well, we got to start at the beginning.
Oh no.
The cheese explosion. That was the moment where I was like, oh, this is going to be a bad movie. So I think part of the problem, let's zoom out one level further. I think part of the problem, I was walking into this movie saying, all right, Emperor's New Groove was a silly kids comedy that also worked for adults pretty well. And what I loved most about Emperor's New Groove was the writing was on point. The writing in Emperor's New Groove was on point. So I was walking into this expecting the sequel version of good writing, which is, normally not as good, but passable. No. No.
To summarize the review of this movie in Nick's words, no.
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 I don't think I've ever regretted watching one of these review movies yet, like wasting the time to like watch them. This was the one where halfway through I was like, I really just want to stop watching this. Can I stop wasting my time, please?
Did you know when halfway was? Because the movie's broken up into like almost halfway points, but then has like 3 acts to it.
Yeah, what were the 3 acts? I watched this last night, and I've already scrubbed so much of it out of my memory.
So the first act was Yzma trying to get Kronk back into the swindling game. Mm-hmm. And then Kronk actually being smart and doing something, which I guess shows character growth. Good for him. And we get more Yzma. Fun. Unless you want to see a dinosaur walk on screen with a tail that is a cat. Apparently, Yzma's a furry now.
I mean, we knew this.
Also, she collects slime from some random pipe. We have no clue where the slime's coming from. I'm very curious on where the slime comes from.
Oh, ancient Aztec slime is what this is. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and then the BMX portion of the movie with the old people going down the hill.
Oh my gosh. That's when the movie was just going downhill, literally.
And that was maybe close to the halfway point.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned the 3 sections here. So the overall thing that's tying these 3, because they're pretty much 3 short stories, honestly, that are loosely tied together through some narrative and time jumping, basically.
Mm-hmm.
The main overarching thing is Kronk has daddy problems. And so that's the whole plot here. And unfortunately, I just hate it. I just hate all of that. All of this. Like, obviously this father was tender enough to care about the kid. It wasn't just ignoring him, just didn't want his, the dad wanted to impart his lifestyle on the kid, which most parents do. And it's just like nope.
What was even the lifestyle?
I don't know. We don't know.
It was
just not cooking. It was not cooking.
And kids and a house. That was the lifestyle.
And a big house.
Yeah.
And a thumbs up. Like, oh my gosh.
From Poppy.
I wasted 90 minutes of my life watching this movie, and I'm gonna waste an hour talking about it, and I'm gonna waste like 45 minutes editing this, and I'm gonna waste all of these people's time. Oh, actually, no, we're not gonna waste their time. We're gonna save them from watching this movie. This show is now the campaign to not watch Kronk's New Groove.
But Nick, I don't know if we want to say last week or the last episode, you advocated people to watch it because you want people to watch along.
Unfortunately, yeah, and I haven't even published that yet, so maybe I need to make a little editor's note and say, don't actually watch this movie because it's terrible and a waste of time.
Where did it lose you?
Where did it lose? The cheese, honestly. So, like, at least like Emperor's New Groove starts out with like an interesting situation where like an animal is talking and narrating, and it's all just sad and disheveled and breaking the fourth wall within the first few minutes of it. That was cool, but I
mean, this one does start out with Kronk kind of trying to figure things out with a narrator talking, which is Kronk.
Yeah.
And then it maybe goes to the cheese. No. It's explosion of cheese, and then Kronk sitting in the cheese, narrating himself.
It was just the childness of the explosion of the cheese that just told me, okay, this is not going to be something that's also geared at adults.
Did you need realistic explosion of cheese?
No, I needed no explosion of cheese to start this movie. That would have been the best course of action. Just no explosion of cheese. Because Kronk's supposed to be this amazing chef, his spinach puffs and his recipes, but like he doesn't explode the cheese. Anyway, yeah. So basically, it's 90 minutes of Kronk whining to the lady from the cafe
the poor waitress.
About his life story. Yeah, what's the waitress's name?
I don't know.
Okay, let me see if I can find it here. Pacha.
The skinny old man. Oh. Sorry. So the waitress is literally named Waitress, but she's voiced by Patty Dutch. Or Dewish.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Skinny old man. Okay. Yeah.
Stout old man and Gollum Rudy.
Oh my God.
That's right, Gollum's in this movie too.
Gollum did make an appearance, and that was just when I was like, all right, this is a low point. I don't know if we're gonna get lower, and then it kept going down. The whole movie just kept going down, and then okay, what was the lowest point of this movie for you?
For me, that's a great question.
I have one if you're still thinking.
Yeah, go for it, because I've got no clue.
When Poppy was hitting on Pacha, that was the lowest point for me. I don't care. You can love who you want, but like...
Do you understand that reference?
No.
That's a movie. That was the movie that I wanted to put on the list. The Birdcage.
Okay.
There's a movie called The
Birdcage.
Birdcage. It's got Robin Williams in it. Fantastic actor. Rest in
Oh,
peace,
I
good
love
sir.
Robin Williams. Yes.
It's got Robin Williams, the guy who plays or voices Timon in The Lion King. Oh goodness, what's his name? If you know Timon's voice, you know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But
I don't know who you're
anyways, I'm pretty sure they're paying homage to that because in that there's a character who falls in love with someone who is cross-dressing, and then gets revealed that they are not who they are.
I mean, I don't mind that. It was just the cringiest implementation of this. Like, it couldn't have been more cringy and more obvious, and it was just like,
especially when it's
to
like
movie?
Kronk's stepmom or whatever, or no, mother-in-law. It's Kronk's mother-in-law, and he's hitting on her. Kind of a weird thing to, I don't know, inject into the story, and then also, I don't know, you're sitting on that beat for a little bit. It's very weird.
It just felt out of place and just forced, I guess. Like, it was like, oh, we had that one scene where in the last movie where the llama pretended to be a girl, or the newlywed, and okay, that was funny. And it was like, yeah, but you didn't like force that point for like 3 minutes straight and make it as like cringy as possible.
Also, do you know when this movie takes place in the timeline? Because at the very so yeah.
Well, so it depends. Obviously, there's tons of flashbacks over this whole thing. So I assume that the movie itself, like the intro cheese scene and the ending scene, is all taking place relatively 6 months, a year after Emperor's New Groove, after there's been a little bit of character development, and then the flashbacks themselves are, aside from the little baby flashback, which I think we did have a baby flashback of Kronk, with his oven mitts. Yeah, with his oven mitts. Yeah. Besides those flashbacks, most of the flashbacks are happening within the, I don't know, week or so before that, because I don't know how long llamagrams take to send and receive, but it seems like it wasn't that long of a period of time. What did you think?
So I thought at the very beginning of the movie it was like a few years after The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, really?
But then like we get I guess maybe we get the flashback. So okay, maybe it all wraps up in around a certain short amount of time. But like in the flashback with the kids at the camp, or no, it isn't. No, it's when they're at the diner. Chicha, the daughter of Pacha, was saying that Yuppie is only a half, and Yuppie's the little baby that was born at the end of Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
And so I'm like, so does this take place all within like 6 months?
Yzma's been busy.
Like, Yzma quickly got herself back to human, then tried getting back into power, and then Kronk
was about to be elected emperor. I'm sorry.
I didn't know that was an electable position.
Last I checked, that's not how emperors typically run things, but okay. What did you think of Yzma's new lab? I think that was probably the moment where I was like, oh, this is just going to be nothing but disappointing. Like, the cheese moment was like, oh boy, this is not going to be good. But then, like, the new lab was just like, okay, all right, this is going to be a waste of time for sure. And the lab scene, obviously they had the pull the lever, Kronk. I was like,
is this the right lever?
You're doing this because it was in the last one, and like they didn't even get into the cool little getup at the end, and
are you just upset that they're just recycling everything?
It was just they stuck what was good about the Emperor's New Groove in a blender and poured a bunch of mediocre kid jokes and then put it on high, green slime, put it on high for an hour and then stuck it inside of a pill bug and had it spread open with a straw. That's what this movie felt like. Did you catch it was when was it? Anyway, there's a mention of the Jenny song, 8675309. Someone was like saying a phone number real fast.
No,
it was like a TV ad or something.
It was on Kronk's license for delivering or whatever.
Yeah, he said that out loud.
Yeah. 8675309, and I thought that was pretty funny since
I chuckled when I saw that.
It's a good good song. And
See, but like they tried so hard to make the adults interested, but like the kid humors were unacceptable. Like
they've injected all these old like 80s music with Let's Groove with Earth, Wind and Fire. And I don't know. Tried making it funny for the adults, but didn't really hit as home with this movie, The Emperor's New Groove, or at least wasn't as relatable.
Obviously, this was a much smaller budget. What did you think of the animation style, and did you notice an improvement or?
I noticed an improvement. The waves were a little bit more wavy. The colors were a little bit more dynamic. You had a little bit more movement with the characters. Kuzco, who's in this movie briefly, keeps on injecting himself. Looked a tad different. I guess they couldn't really capture what he looked like originally, or maybe just the artists who originally worked on him just up and left. Because they didn't want to work on this one. I didn't look at the list of artists this time. I think I did for the last one, and I was astoundedly amazed by the amount, which made sense with, it was an early 2000s animation, or not even, it was late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. And this one is a little bit more early 2000s. I forget. I think this came out in 2005. So
I don't know.
We have a decent amount of time between the two, and it still kind of captured the animation style pretty well, I'd say, with adding a few new things. But yeah, it didn't really seem like a great, respectful sequel.
Yep. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great.
Have a nice day. Don't get away from cheese.
No. Yeah, I think with the animation style, I definitely noticed like a decreased amount of quality, I guess, just with the like lines kind of like there was a scene where there's the pancake train thing, and like they were real close in on something and like zoomed out, but like when they were real close in, they didn't adjust the thickness of the outline lines, like the little black outline lines in the cartoon, and so like they were real chonk, and when you zoomed out, they were the right size, and it was like, see. You're cutting corners, and I noticed, which I guess it's a small budget kid film, so fine. But I'm watching this now, and I really don't want to, so I'm going to nitpick. Nick nitpicks. This should be a segment of the show. Nick. Oh boy, I'm going to have a seizure if I try to say that.
I'm having a seizure right now. Or it's just become a Randy Vasquez song with all the nicks.
Nick.
Yeah, also, I wanted to ask, how did Kronk get all the money to make a mansion? By selling the senior home? Or no, they sold the senior home to him. He tore it down, somehow made a huge mansion, and then just gave it back to the seniors, and they had more than what they had before. And also, how did the seniors sell the senior home? I don't think that's how it works.
Also, how did Kronk get a pallet of piggy banks? Like... No one explains this plot hole.
Things you'd be surprised by in Kronk's New Groove. 10 fun facts, starring Nick and Sweeney.
Plot holes galore. There were actually no funny trips to the alligator pond as much as Yzma didn't want to go. Oh my gosh.
She also had a dark ending too. She got taken by a hawk, and then... I guess we saw her at the end with all the babies of the birdie. Or not birdie, the hawk. But she got turned into a bunny. She went from cat to bunny.
Why is that, like... Why was that the evil plan? Like, it just... Again, this whole movie just feels like someone's holding a camera and you're watching the video from the camera and they're just going like this! And all you see are just the... And
for our audio audience, he took his hands and started shaking them very violently, and it was very distressing.
That is exactly, thank you. That's a good description. It's exactly how I felt watching this movie. It was like, here's the plot. And I was like, I can't keep up. But also, this is way too predictable and dumb. What did you think of the love story between Kronk and what's-her-face girl?
Birdwell.
Birdwell! Even a bad name, Birdwell. What bad on earth?
Oh wow!
Birdwell
on her name.
I'm just nitpicking. I'm just nitpicking because I feel like I was robbed of 90 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get a refund for.
All I have to say
I'm sure
about
Tracy did a great job portraying Miss Birdwell, but
all I have to say is Kronky Poo to that.
gosh,
Kronky
why have I not seen this meme on the internet? Like, I feel like this should be like
Birdie
more
poo.
of a meme that I. Side characters do not need to star in their own sequel, Marvel. And also, side characters should not get awkward love stories with other characters. Yeah, no, no, no. This was a bad movie. Did you ever watch this as a kid? I didn't.
I did.
Okay, what did you think of it as a
I
kid?
probably out of 8 would have given it a 5 or 6.
Okay,
But yeah, watching
I
it now.
probably would have as well.
Yeah, watching now, it's kind of just like trying to stand up to Emperor's New Groove is really tough. But
I get that.
this didn't
I get
even
that.
try to stand.
It kind of fell. No, it started with an explosion of cheese. Because, that's how cheese works. You can also mold it into a teddy bear and... Alright, what is one thing you liked about this movie?
The Florida plates on Poppy's car.
I wanted to pause it and go back, but I didn't. I was too mad at the movie. What did it say?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I just saw Florida plates.
Okay.
So I'm like,
I saw the Florida plates, and then it was some kind of custom plate or something, and I was like, oh, I should see if that was a joke, but the moment passed.
yeah.
But really, your favorite part of this entire movie was the fact that the old dad had Florida plates. Stereotype much, Mike?
It is a stereotype. It's funny that they played on that stereotype, I guess is where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
There was a ghost reference which made me laugh too when they were making the. Oh, have you seen the movie Ghost?
No.
Okay, it stars Patrick.
Add it to the list. Add it to the
No,
list.
I don't know if you want to. It's got Whoopi Goldberg,
Okay.
Patrick. Is it Patrick Dempsey? Patrick. Oh, I forget.
1990s?
Yeah,
Yeah, Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze. That's what it is. Basically,
Demi Moore?
one part of that movie is they're sculpting clay together, and they're doing it with their hands intertwined or whatever, and that's kind of what Kronk was doing with
Kronk.
Burwell, but
Okay,
with
the
making
bread.
raisin bread, which apparently all kids love raisin bread for some reason in this universe.
Yeah, I mean, come on, if you could have a whole wheat toast or raisin bread toast for breakfast, which one would you want?
Cinnamon toast.
Oh my gosh, what a train wreck. What a train wreck. All right, we got to talk about these old people. They're literally going to give me nightmares. They're like, oh, remember that character that got 30 seconds of screen time in the
Got
last movie?
yeeted off
Got
of
literally
Cusco's
chucked
palace.
out the window? Yeah. Let's, make him a good side character, but find the worst way to do it. And it's...
Forgot what his name was already. Oh, it was Rudy.
Rudy. Yeah, Rudy. Rudy. No, dude.
I appreciate them trying to
The
give
naked
him...
Rudy scene, I was not for that at all. At all.
Didn't know you were gonna get a naked Rudy in this.
I really wasn't expecting that sitting down on this movie.
I like how this episode's nothing but crying and laughing.
Also, there was way too much Yzma hair in this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we got armpit hair from Yzma. Why did we need that?
And
zoom
leg
in?
hair. I was just like, I'm so done here. Make this movie end, please. Oh my gosh.
Also, the angel and devil shoulder Kronks didn't really play too much of a role in this movie.
No.
In fact, we
Every
got
time
more.
they came out.
I think we got more time with Tipo,'s angel and demon rather than
True.
Kronk's. At least Tipo was somewhat interesting in this. In some regard.
Tipo might have been one of the better characters. He had a legit character arc, unlike most of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
He started out, messing
wanted to
things
win the
up and then
competition.
making it right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who got Birdwall back
There
too.
you go.
Huh.
This is true. This is true.
If that's a good thing or a bad
Very
thing.
well. Very, very bad thing, honestly. All right, let's see. So my favorite thing about this movie. Oh boy. The end. The end, but not the musical number at the end.
When the credits started rolling.
The part after, I was really like, oh good, the credits are rolling, I can leave now.
They remixed Groove, or Let's Groove, by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I don't know. Okay, what's up with like all the random dance scenes? Like, I get that Emperor's New Groove like introduced the Emperor with this dance scene and the backup singer guy, lady, or the guy, and then
It was a
this
guy,
lady
and
this
now it's a
time.
lady for this time.
Yeah, it's like she's probably a better singer, but like the reason why it worked with the Emperor's New Groove is because he was center of the universe, and it made sense for him to have a backup singer guy. Kronk is the short order chef at this restaurant, out of work from. What was that?
I think the power went off.
Oh, all right. Brownouts. Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording. I still have all the power.
Is the preamp still working?
Yeah, still working fine. I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Looks good. I think.
Welcome to the special Lights Out episode of the Tailosive Movie Reviews podcast.
Yeah, I think it's only plugged
Today,
in.
we're going to be removing some lights here and getting into the mood. Cronky poo.
Birdie poo. Oh no, I think I'm ready to be done. Maybe this is a sign that we need to be done.
I wouldn't mind taking this sign. If I could only spend 30 minutes talking about this terrible movie and relay the fact that this is a terrible movie and no adult should watch it, then I think that's a win. Well, do you have anything else to say about this movie?
I was going to say, Nick, what would you want to see in a sequel to Kronk's New Groove?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have several thoughts for the team over at the Emperor's New Groove people. Number one. Oh, hello, lights.
I'm blind now.
Number one. Don't. Number two. See my review of the first sequel. No.
Just leave it as it is. You don't want to see, like, Pacha's New Groove?
No, actually, I don't. I'm good. I remember we finished Emperor's New Groove, and I was like, man, this was a good movie. You know, I want to see what the next one is.
Okay, boss, next.
No. No. Don't do that. All right, what do you want to see out of the next one?
If they made a next one. Oh, I want to see Yzma's New Groove. No.
Oh my gosh. No more Yzma hair. No more Yzma hair.
Rudy's New Groove.
Oh no.
We had to see it explores Rudy's past. He's lying in a bed talking with what's her name? I totally wrote down her name.
It's all to explain how he got to the palace at the beginning of the first one.
Yes. Oh goodness, what's her name? The lady Hilda, the one old lady that they.
Oh yeah.
He'll be talking to Hilda and laying in bed, slowly dying, and talking about his youth, and then we flash back to his youth.
Okay.
And then we get like a baby Cusco running around at some point saying, "This is my movie." And then we get a child Kronk as well.
That wouldn't be bad.
So, Nick, what if I told you that there's also a TV series?
Oh gosh, no! Run away! Run away while you can't save yourself.
It's called the Emperor's.
Is it better or worse?
It's the Emperor's New School. It's got Cusco. It's got Kronk. It's got Yzma. And the whole plot of it is Cusco can't rule until he goes through school. I didn't mean to rhyme, but that's literally the plot of the show, is that Cusco can't rule until he goes through, until he gets a diploma or something like that. And Kronk's there, which is really strange because you think that Kronk is like a little bit older than Cusco, or I don't know, or maybe just doesn't go to school.
But does Kronk get a thumbs up from his old man at the end?
I don't know when the Emperor's New School came out. I think it came out after Kronk's New Groove. So I don't know, but David Spade doesn't voice him, so it just makes it even weirder.
All right, so we got to rate this movie thumbs up or thumbs down. Just
we already rated it at the beginning.
No, I know, but now that we're thinking about it, we need to give it the scowl of whatever, or
Two
the
thumbs sideways?
glare of two thumbs sideways, two thumbs down. Jeez, this movie was a waste of my time. This is the first time on any movie that we've reviewed here, I was like sitting there. When is this over? I'm done. I hate this movie. Make it stop. Anyway, I haven't found one good thing to say about this movie.
I would say there is some
Animation
continuity
was
with
mediocre.
some of the music
Yeah.
where they use jazz
Oh, okay.
to denote a bad person.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Yzma has
I didn't
her
pick up on that.
Yzma has like her little number in her lab where she's talking about
Okay.
basically swindling people, but without Kronk realizing it. And it's all like a nice
Obviously.
jazz tune or whatever. And I thought this was
Mm.
interesting because they also denoted kind of like an evil intention with another villain that we see in all these Disney movies, being the oh goodness, what's his name? He's the one guy from The Princess and the Frog, the magic dude with the hat and
I
the shadow.
didn't see that movie.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know.
maybe I spoiled a little bit of it, but yeah, he also has a musical number that is jazz. Though I guess they live in, or the
Okay.
movie is set in Louisiana, so there's a lot of jazz. But I thought that was interesting. If they were intentionally doing that or not. I don't know.
Well, I guess the one nice thing I can say about this movie, the voice acting was pretty good, legitimately. I liked Kronk, who was portrayed by, I was literally just looking at his name, but then I closed it, so good
I
job,
got it
Nick.
right here. It's Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton. I thought he was pretty good. Yzma, obviously, very good
I think it was
portrayal
Eartha
of
Kitt's
Yzma.
last movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I need to give this movie a little bit more respect then, just from that. Yeah, and then who does Pacha? John, what's his face?
John Goodman?
Yeah, John Goodman. I thought their voice acting, the core three, were good. So I was digging deep for that nice compliment. So enjoy that movie.
Okay, I guess I wanted to say maybe one of my favorite parts of the movie. I kind of realized it now.
Okay.
It's when, oh goodness, one of the old people were eating food. Oh, it was food that Kronk delivered.
Ew,
It's food,
mystery meat.
something like that, but it's food that you can sink your teeth into, and then his dentures fall out and into the food. I thought that was a funny visual and audio gag, or yeah, mainly just visual.
Why? Why?
The next episode of Tales of Movie Reviews, Nick sings "Why, Kronk, Why."
Oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. This is making me excited for literally whatever movie we have next. I'm thinking this is going to be a good next one.
This is gonna make
They're
Deadpool
gonna-
look so much better.
Totally.
Nick has
I would
gone
watch.
full 360.
What was the mediocre / not great X-Men movie? I'd watch that one again.
Origins, Days of Future Past.
It was not Days of
Apocalypse.
Future Past. It was the one it was the one with the Blackbird, the SR-71 Blackbird knockoff.
Oh, First Class.
It was the first one. First Class. Yeah.
I'd
I would watch
rather watch
First
that.
Class. Like 100 times. Watch this
So-
one once.
Out of 8, Nick, how much of Kronk's New Groove is a torture device on inmates?
Ooh. I should call my contacts over the CIA and have them start implementing this, because I think it would be a very effective tool to get all those secrets out of our adversaries. Yeah, I think it's definitely a torture tool. I think the first one worked so well because it entertained the children and the adults at the same time. This one was just like, yeah, the kids are going to laugh really hard and think it's the funniest movie ever, and you're going to sit there crying, and they're going to wonder why. So yeah, torture device. Yeah, it could be. I'll have to check with the Geneva Convention and see if this is listed on as one of the torturing devices that's not allowed. So, I don't know.
Cool. Well, I don't think I have any last thoughts besides Dang it.
Literally the most
Could have
pathetic
been better.
movie review ever. It could have been so good. There was so... Actually, maybe instead of talking about what sequel we should want, maybe we should talk about what we wanted this movie to be.
Okay.
Not
I'd
necessarily
like that.
plot-wise,
So,
but
Nick,
like
if you
good
had
story.
to redo this movie, if you're there with everyone on the
Okay.
writing table, how would you explore Kronk's new groove?
So if I had the computer with their script up, the only copy that they had, I would Control A and then delete, and then start over. Just nuke it and start over. Honestly, I don't think Kronk is a fun side character. Unfortunately, this movie has shown me there's not enough depth or character arc in him to have him be a compelling primary character. So honestly, I'd probably be more interested in a Cruella type backstory on Yzma. That would probably be really fun. If you've seen the new Cruella movie. I haven't, but I've seen a few reviews of it. And I'm pretty for it. I just am not going to pay Disney $30 or whatever it is to watch it early. I'll wait till it's free on Disney Plus. But yeah, so yeah, or like a Joker type, backstory on how Yzma became so evil. Like, what if she was like a good person, and then like something really terrible happened to her, and now she's was it despicable beyond unbelief, or
I think it was frightening beyond all belief, scary beyond all measure.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I want to see more about Yzma. With Kronk is still like the side character. Like, Kronk makes a really strong comic relief because that's kind of what his character was, right? During the seriousness of the go kill the Emperor, hit him on the head. More broccoli? It's like, that's funny because it's contrasting. When the whole movie is just funny, it's not actually funny because there needs to be contrasting and juxtaposition. So I would like to see an Yzma backstory instead of Emperor Kronk's new groove. Let's do Yzma's old groove.
It would be interesting
in line.
seeing all her different assistants over the years as well. Or you could do like almost a like there's kind of like her heyday when she was kind of almost like a ruler, or at least a lot of people looked up to her. And then kind of through time, when she finally started getting assistants, it just kind of started going downhill. You started seeing her aging more and more and more. And then you see the assistants...
As she was unable to suck the life out of her assistants as efficiently.
So it's good enough to say that you gave this movie the Grimace of Doom.
Yes. The Grimace of Doom. That's it. The Grimace of Doom. And for you audio listeners, I gave the Grimace of Doom. We don't have any audio listeners, and they probably thought we were ending the show multiple times in the past 40 minutes, so they're probably confused why we're still talking. Oh boy! So what would you if you had full control over everything? What would you have changed or done differently?
Again, yeah, probably Command A or Control A, all of the script. And then I would say maybe explore Cusco and Pacha a little bit more. Maybe go 2 years in the future. And it'd be more Cusco, which people want.
Yes.
But it'd be kind of him learning life. Or maybe it could be like the months after Emperor's New Groove, where Cusco's just like, how do I manage an empire well?
That's good, yeah.
So
And turning to Pacha for help.
Yeah, and then you have Yzma coming back and trying to swindle
replacing
things.
Yzma. Whoa! We just have a story and idea. Okay, so we skip 2 years in the future. Yzma's gone out of the picture. Not Kronk. Cusco Cusco's trying to run the country. He's not doing a good job. People are starving. There's a famine, and he's like, "Man, who's the smartest guy I know?" And he's like, "Oh, Pacha. Pacha's really smart." And so he invites Pacha in, and he takes Pacha in over the whole story as his number 2 to replace Yzma.
Maybe, or people turn to Yzma. They find her, and then she becomes the emperor just because Cusco's doing a bad job. It's like an uprising, almost like what we had in Kronk's New Groove, where the people were wanting to elect her. But it actually happens, and then Cusco has to figure things out. That would be interesting.
That would be.
That could be something that you could sink your
Disney.
teeth into.
Disney. Call me.
We also get a scene at some point in that movie with Gollum Rudy.
No! That's literally going to be haunting my nightmare. Gollum's been haunting my nightmares for too many years as it is, and I don't need Rudy Gollum. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting to see naked Rudy. Oh.
There was one other line that also entertained me, is when
Okay.
Kronk was describing Rudy to all the old people in the theater that Yzma's occupying or whatever. He describes Rudy as chronologically challenged. I thought that was a
I
pretty
didn't catch that.
apt
That's
description
good.
of an old person. Chronologically challenged. They've already got a bunch of years on them compared to like Kuzco or Kronk or anyone else, or Tipo. So
That's good. I like that.
Definitely gonna be using
Chronologically
that
challenged.
But
Yeah.
anyways, all right. This was a bummer, but we'll have a pretty good one for you
We'll
guys
have a
next
much
week.
better comedy next week. Slightly
Oh.
more gory, but hopefully better comedy.
It's a whole lot better comedy. I have been waiting for it. I almost watched it yesterday just out of excitement, and I thought, I'm going to wait a little bit. So maybe this weekend I'll watch it.
I watched 2 Ryan Reynolds ads just to get ready for it. So
Nice.
Mint Mobile, 5G. We still don't know what it is, but we'll keep giving it to you for free until we figure that out. I can't wait for Ryan Reynolds. Let's do it. All right, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Sorry this was a letdown of a movie. We'll find better ones. We're actually gonna have to fire our aide who's been screening these movies for us before we review.
Randy, you're fired.
You hear that, Randy? You're fired. What can we say? We're moving on. If you're part of an outplacement program, most people hit their groove. You just hit yours 50 years ago.
Nice.
All right, with that, we'll leave it. Have a good morning/evening/day. I've been Nick. That's Mike. See you in the next one. Godspeed.